given this opportunity to do something that we really love and be good at it, it's such disrespect if you take it for granted. If you respect the opportunity that was given to you, it's going to be like an endless cycle. You give back to it and it always gives back.
What was that moment for you economically or financially? Nakita mo na parang, uy, pwede na. How did you muster up the courage to say, okay, I'm gonna go full time?
The opportunity for success is not that quick. Every opportunity that I got before, I made sure that I do really well. That's the difference why Metrofloat has been here for 19 years, because I run it as a business.
How did you now attract the people that will join you in that mission? How did you duplicate yourself to these people?
I'm not really a good manager. It's hard for me to share like how I do things. Mas importante sa akin yung we have the same value, then pareho tayong magaling.
What are some values that you have seen that are common for those who are successful? Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, Small Conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I'm your host. And before anything else, gusto ko lang muna magpasalamat sa inyong lahat for all the continuous support that you guys are giving, for all the love that you're throwing to the podcast, mga tao nag-share on their Instagram, on their TikTok, on their Facebook. Thank you guys so much. And as you know, this podcast is basically here for one main reason. It's to invite the most extraordinary to invite the most extraordinary people in this world, and I've been blessed to have come across people na talagang very inspirational in their field, no, hindi lang expert, but ito yung mga tao na pag nami-meet nyo, talagang you would ma-expand yung mindset nyo, and you're just gonna be more inspired to really, pursue the work that you're doing. And this person that we have here on the show today, I met this person a couple of years ago in an event na umattend kami ng wedding ng friend namin. And one of the things that I really noticed about this person is sobrang ganda ng style niya. Sobrang ganda ng style niya. And he has such a very calm but also parang just good vibes, energy wherever you meet this guy. So I'm just really, really excited to have on the show one of the top photographers, top creatives, top businessmen here in the Philippines. Let's all welcome Ollie Ruiz. Ollie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Alec. Thank you for that intro.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, yeah.
Yeah, and again, pinag-usapan din natin no nung first time din kita nakita. It was through a friend's wedding, and I know for a fact that when we talk about your business, Metro Photo, it is truly one of the biggest, the loudest, and the most creative photo agencies in the wedding scene, but in the photography scene, basically. My question is, what do you think is the number one value or like trait that sets you guys apart from all the people who are also doing photography?
That's a good question. Hirap
Yeah.
na agad ang tanong mo.
Sorry, tumalon na ako agad
I'm
din.
just
Sorry.
kidding, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I think it's always, for us, it's effort talaga. No? I think hard work, you never let go. Parang you always step on the gas. So we've been here 18 years already. Actually, 19 years this year.
Wow.
I know, that's a long time, no? Parang, dagdag lang siya ng dagdag every year. Ngayon, 19 na pala yung sinasabi
Oh
ko
my
when people
gosh.
ask me. Yeah. It's a pretty long time. But I guess, and I'm sure, like, the passion is still there. Like, we want to still be the best. We feel like we're still out there to, like, do so many things, prove so many things. So, yun lang, parang it's like day one pa din. And I feel if you have that hunger and that passion all the time, I mean, I know passion has been like overused, but it's really like that. That fuels us to like always, put our best to every client. And I guess that's if there's one thing, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I love that. I love also the phrase that you mentioned, you step on the gas. 19 years into the business and you're still stepping on
the
that gas.
yeah, not letting
What's
go.
the mindset? Like, why? Why do you do that? Why do you guys do that? Where is that coming from?
I know, right? I mean, again, that's a good question. I don't think that has been asked that's been asked to me before. I think it's just really, again, another use up word or another use up phrase that we just really love this thing that we're doing. So we don't take it for granted. So I feel that parang that's the given this opportunity to do something that we really love and be good at it, um, it's such disrespect if you take it for granted. If you take that foot off the gas and just feel that you can, like, it can just run by itself. So I feel that if you respect the opportunity that was given to you, it's going to be like, for me, an endless cycle. No? You give back to it, and it always gives back to you. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, I had goosebumps there. When you give it all, and you give to it, it gives back to you.
Yes.
Right? Na parang when you pour out your heart into it, it also like ma-ROI mo talaga siya.
Yeah, exactly.
And not just in the business sense, but in the sense of fulfillment, I
In
guess.
everything, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
that's true. Yes, yes.
Kasi you mentioned that the love is still there.
Yes.
Okay. I have so many questions, but walk us through like the first years of Metrophoto, or you specifically, how you got into this scene na, okay, this is the path that I want to pursue.
Oh, that's a good question. When I started, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Like background wise, I really didn't know what career I was going to pursue. When I was in college or when I was in high school, parang, okay, you're good in math. Why don't you just everyone told me take engineering, something like that. I think I came from a background like that where kahit na ano pwede, or parang yeah, kung saan ka lang magaling, ganyan. So I took up engineering in college, and yeah, I'm pretty good with like analytics, I think. I always like to analyze things. So in that sense, you can see that I'm not really a creative person.
Yeah.
So I'm more a numbers person. So I did college, and then I started working. When I was working, I did a lot of things because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew engineering was okay. I worked for a company, and then I went to finance because I felt
Nag-corpo
that
ka.
I did corp for
Talaga?
7
Okay.
years.
Okay.
So I did engineering for 6 years. I did a lot of things, project management, and then I took up my MBA. Kasi parang, okay, engineering is okay, but I think based on what I see now, I parang maybe the opportunity, I mean, no offense, but the opportunity for success is not that quick or many. So I'm gonna take I'm gonna take my MBA. Maybe I get more opportunities and at least maybe get promoted faster. So I took up my MBA, graduated, and then I realized I can do finance because of that. So I shifted to finance. I work for a finance company.
Very analytical.
I know, yeah, still numbers. No, right, still numbers.
Numbers.
Tapos, when I was there, I started doing photography as a hobby. And then, it kind of picked up from there. Parang, I had so many bookings na for weddings that I cannot do both at the same time. So I did it part-time for a couple of years. That was 2007. Right? How long ago was that? Can you imagine what you were doing that time? And then 2009 was when I did Metrophoto full-time.
2009, you went full-time. So 2007, you were doing it part-time
Yeah,
for 2
working,
years.
Yeah, for 2 years.
And then 2009. Okay, I want to know the economics of this. Kasi for a lot of people who are listening to the podcast, they're also like people who are working in the corporate scene, but they're very creative in a sense that they want to pursue these opportunities. What was that moment for you economically or financially? Nakita mo na parang, uy,
Pwede na.
pwede na. And
na.
how did you muster up the courage to say, okay, I'm gonna go full time?
Okay. The very first thing is that when you're at that age, I'm 25, 26, I do feel that you have the opportunity talaga to choose careers pa. I mean, there are a lot of time ahead of you. So the risks are low, no? I mean, if I'm I guess a little bit older, maybe the choices to really take risk are less. So I mean, I'm just what do you call it, for people who are listening, don't be scared if you're especially if you're younger. So so I was doing it, and then of course I'm getting some money booking weddings. I chose weddings because it was the easiest market to penetrate among all photography fields, no. And easiest, and also the easiest. I mean, easiest to penetrate and easiest to make money off. Parang you can easily start kasi you have friends who are getting married. Parang sa 10 sa kanila may 2 kang mauuto na, o sige, ikaw na lang. Parang ganun. Di ba? So,
Okay.
meron at meron. And then, yun lang, how we still do it now, every opportunity that I got before, I made sure that I do really well. So para I wanted to do something different. Para if this is the last wedding or this is the only wedding I'm going to shoot, how am I going to make it different? So there I shot like in train station, in train tracks of PNR, I shot in rooftops. I want something different, something that people will like, wait, what's that? So papansin talaga ako nun. That was the secret. So papansin ako and then slowly people started to notice it. So one project led to another project and then for a couple of years, dumadami na siya. Before it was easy when I was doing it part-time because weekends lang ang weddings and then I was working weekdays. So okay. And then eventually, I can't na. Parang, meron akong Hong Kong prenup. Parang, kailangan ko na mag-leave for that. Parang ganyan. Sobrang bait, di ko makalimutan yung boss ko si Marilyn. Parang, Oli, sige, okay lang. Pag-leave ka lang muna. Huwag ka mag-resign. Talagang, umabot ako ng 2.5 years. Kasi ayaw niya ako mag-resign. Gusto ko na mag-resign. And then eventually, I cannot na talaga. I guess that was a tipping point. Parang, there is no way I could do both. So sa akin, para risk-free, for those who are listening maybe, yun yung pinaka-turning point mo. Pag hindi mo na talaga kaya pagsabihin, meaning, medyo okay na yun, you won't regret it. So, I did the economics of that. Medyo 2.5 years ago, yung kikitain ko for 1 year with Metro Photo nun, 10 years ko kikitain sa job eh. So, parang pwede na to, parang ganun.
So nag-exceed na talaga siya sa
sobra na, parang ganun. So,
kahit during the weekends mo lang siya ginagawa?
Parang, parang during the weekends lang, so may mga prenup, but meaning my bookings for the next year, would equivalent to my bookings na. So, syempre may amounts na yun.
Down payment.
So will be equivalent to 10 years of shooting of working. And my job wasn't really bad. I mean, I was a senior analyst for Deutsche Bank before. Not so bad. So parang wow, sabi ko, grabe ganun pala. Like I mean, I guess that was my first taste of medyo okay. This is kind of like how success is. But the thing is, and just to add that to here, dagdag ko na, sorry, daldal ko. But,
no, go ahead.
Iba rin naman, hindi mo naman 10 years mo kikitain, di ba? Worth 10 years. But minsan, what I learned din also, sometimes you get more money, 1 year mo lang siya uubusin. So parang worth 1 year lang din siya. But that's something na parang ironically, parang wow, I can live for the next 10 years without having to work. But that's not true. Because, you always spend it. I mean, that's the irony of it lang.
Oh my gosh. That is such an inspiring story. And I think ang pinaka nakuha ko talaga doon is you were really pushing the limits. You were, again, from your own words, like stepping on the gas na, okay, weekends, racket tayo dyan, gig tayo dyan. Hindi lang to, okay, we wanna try this as a hobby, sige, go ahead, may mauuto kang friend na ikakasal. Kasi usually in 20s, di ba, may maraming
marami. Yeah, definitely.
So, and then you started to after 2 years na ginagawa mo yon, juggling both, that's when you went full-time.
Yes.
When you did full-time, did you see, what was the timeline when you got the MBA? This was during the work?
No, after na. So before I transferred to my new job, I was able to transfer because I got an MBA degree.
Okay.
Kasi engineering then finance. Kaya napag-finance, I got another degree.
Kasi my question would be, kasi as a hobbyist na kumikita, as a freelancer, I think there's a certain jump as well na, okay, business owner na ako. When did that happen for you?
I think because it was a slow growth. I mean, 2 years, no? So, and then I had my MBA background. I think that helped din naman. It's a good point that you raised. I think I was able to apply it. So, the business wasn't just there right away naman eh. I was slowly building it because I was shooting. So eventually, I needed to pay suppliers and pay people, staff. So eventually, slowly the business model the business itself was being put together. And then, when I started full-time, medyo gets ko na siya. Parang it ran by itself. And I think, if my add I think also that's the difference between me, why I can run why Metro Photo has been here for 19 years now. Because I run it as a business. I don't think of myself as an artist. That's why I feel that but sometimes you have an artistic mind. If you're creative, you're more driven by emotions, no?
Yeah.
Since I'm a numbers guy, I'm more very logical. So I think me being creative is a learned thing. I can learn how to be creative, but I'm not really creative, and that's an advantage because you can run a business.
Yeah.
Parang I can deliver to my client. Parang I will not be affected by any emotion, by anything. If I tell you I'm gonna give it tomorrow, I'm gonna give it tomorrow at all costs. So that, business-wise, that's good, no? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, on the contrary, marami kasi mga maybe people who are listening as well. There are creatives and they don't have that business side. For you, you are on the business side first, and then you learned how to become creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, no? Yeah, I learned how, photography is ano sa akin eh. Parang it didn't come naturally. I have to learn, ganito pala mag-shoot. During the pandemic, I learned how to paint. Pero I was so amazed how people paint. But eventually, I just watched a YouTube video. Ganun pala mag-paint. Okay, so I tried it. So parang it's really, everything is parang step by step for me. It's not automatic. I have to
Yeah.
learn it. Yeah.
Kasi parang ako, pag nakakausap ko, either analytical ka or creative ka. Parang
That's
ganun
true.
yung naging dichotomy na para pili ka lang kung creative ka or analytical ka. For me, I've always seen myself as an analytical person, especially ako, the way I talk daw, pag ginajudge ako ng mga tao, I like processes and ganyan. But also in terms of the content, that's my creative side. And I learned to do that as well back in the pandemic lang. Na parang,
Galing.
content, creative, okay, pwede pala ako maging creative. But I wanna know from you, what do you think or how do you balance that? How do you tap into okay, analytical side muna, business side muna, and then creative side naman to? What's like the balance that you do?
I think it's for me it's out of necessity. Creativity is always out of necessity. So parang analytics should always tell me how creative I need to get. So Ollie, do you want for example right now, if you see the style of Metro Photo, we always evolve.
Yeah.
Kasi nga ako, okay, logical. We need to evolve kasi parang that's the new trend right now. That's what we should do. We should always be stylish, tasteful, but still like relevant, di ba? So logic is what's telling me to be like that. It's not really my creativity, my personal preference. It's really like logic will tell you will run out of business if nalaos kayo. If what you churn out are not, people are not those that people want anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So, the logic is forcing me to be creative. What kind of creative? How creative should you be? So, it's more like that.
I love that. Ang ganda nun.
Diba?
Parang
So-
the logic parang structures it out. Thus now you can become creative. Na you push yourself to be creative as well.
Yeah.
Now, you have amazing photographers with you. Nakasama namin si Marion
Yes.
just last week. Couple of days ago.
Couple of days ago, yes.
Couple of days
Actually,
ago.
exactly
We did
couple of days ago,
post na for our wedding. And nung nag-shoot siya, ang sabi ng mga other people na nakakita, Metro Photo yan? Sabi ko, yes. Okay, gets. So basically what I've learned there is that you built a brand that is, I could say, pushing the boundaries pagdating sa style. Na parang, you mentioned mo din kanina na parang, ano yan? Ano ginagawa
Ano
nyo?
exactly,
Di ba?
yeah. Yeah.
In a sense, papansin, but I see it as a very creative thing. My question is, how did you now attract the people that will join you in that mission that na pwede mo maipasa yung lens mo or yung creativity mo sa kanila? How do you duplicate yourself to these people?
Well, that Alec really took time, no?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think if there are a lot of things that I'm not good at, definitely. But if there's one thing that I'm also not good at, I mean that I'm not really a good I think manager or like a trainer. It's hard for me to share like how I do things because I don't know, it's just hard for me to like communicate that. So it's trial and error. So I get people and then people with the same value as me. Actually, like mas importante sa akin yung we have the same value, then mas magaling, pareho tayong magaling. Parang ganyan. So I want someone who can understand why we do things and then eventually you will know how we do things. So why are we not like lifting our foot off the gas? He should understand that rather than I just need to be good and just need to be creative. So that's how I was able to find them. Kaya madaming trial and error. You find some people. There are also people who did not work out. So ganun din naman ako right now with hiring staff or people. We always know na parang out of 10, one will probably work out. And you should not feel bad about that.
What-
Experience taught us that.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, dati kasi, ano ba yan? Walang na-hire. Of course, mataas din yung quality, yung requirement namin, but walang na-hire. Ibig sabihin talaga, like, what you're looking for, hindi naman siya madami. So yun. So,
Yeah.
eventually, one will stick. Okay na yan. So, eventually, move on to the next. Tapos hanggang dumami na kayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned values. What are some values that you can say na kasi 19 years you've been here and parang if there's like young people who are getting into the business of, in the creative business, I'm sure meron ka ng mga napapansin na patterns na parang, ay, eto, medyo malayo yung mararating to. Ay, eto parang madami kailangan niyang matuto, madami siyang failures na What are some values that you have seen that are common for those who are successful?
I said kanina, like, yung hard work, no? That's definitely one. So, mas gaano ka kagaling kasi gaano ka katalino, if you don't put in the work, wala talaga mangyayari. You cannot wing everything. There are things that you can wing kasi magaling ka. But there are a lot of things na kailangan talaga ng effort. So hard work is number one. If you don't have it, parang swerte lang talaga. Swerte ka siguro kung maging successful ka. So that's one. And second most important is humility for me. So you always have to know na you have to earn everything. Not everything is given. Nothing is entitled to you. So you have to know also, like, you have to be self-aware. Parang eto lang ako. I need people don't owe me anything. I have to, like, get it from them. I have to make sure that I deserve that. And hanggang ngayon ganun pa rin kami. So that's what I always, like, make sure my people know na parang, like, even I guess from the client and from the company, parang ask first what you can give, and then later on, it will give back to you. So it's always like that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So first is really hard work.
Hard work.
Like, yes, sometimes you can wing it. Pwede kang maging successful by winging it, but it won't last.
Yes.
Like, it's not sustainable. So you gotta put in the work, right? Okay, before I jump to the second one, the first one being the work. What's your top motivator, or what motivates you to be at this level of work? And are there times na parang you don't want to do this anymore, and how did you get past through that?
So what's my reason? Definitely, I mean, I'm really competitive in nature, obviously. So I just want to be always, like, I just feel that if I don't do if I don't do work or don't do anything, I feel I'd be left out. That's one. So I always want to do something. And of course, I have my family now. So my family's, like, they're grown-ups already, my kids. And yeah, I do it for them, definitely. So that's the major motivator, of course, right? So you just want to make sure not only that you provide for them, but you also set to be an example for them. So do a thing. So that works out for me. That's my motivator. Oh, sorry, what was your second?
The second is, like, was there a time that you kind of, like, wanted to say, parang ayoko na ituloy ito, but how did you push past that?
That's a good question. Yes, there will be times na, lalo na kunyari, like, after break, nakatamad, di ba? Parang, okay, or parang after, like, for example, nanakawan kami nga, di ba, sa Europe. There are times na parang, okay, wait, parang, ano muna kaya, pause muna ako. But, again, logic will always motivate me back, eh. Kaya mahirap ako maging boss, eh. Kasi parang ako wala akong downtime. Parang I will always convince myself na, okay, even if I think na, okay, for a second na ayoko na itong gawin or tinatamad ako itong gawin, automatic, kaya ko i-self-motivate sarili ko. Mapabalik ako. So minsan parang, hirap naman to si Oli, palaging pwede, palaging So yun lang, it works kasi I can set an example na parang, kaya palagi. So yun, I think that worked out for me. So yun, maski down ako, logic will tell me, hindi ka pwede magpahingi. So babalik ako. I mean, I will always do it, yeah.
I understand that. Kasi ako rin, I'm that kind of person. Like, people would ask me, why would you work on the weekends? Parang para ka namang ang daming pinapakain, daming binubuhay na tao. But for me, I just really love doing, these things. I love producing. I love work. And it feels like I'm fulfilling also my purpose when I do that. And parang people would see na, sometimes yun yung common din na nakuha ko na, oy, pahinga ka naman. Na parang, I'm good, I'm okay. Like,
yeah, parang mas ma-feel bad ako pag nagpahinga ako. Di ba? Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I can see, like, how you're setting all of this up. You can see that,
thanks.
Work has been put in, di ba?
Yeah. And when it comes to dun sa, mga anak mo, and you mentioned na you want to set an example for them as well. Sorry na meron lang kasi akong na panood na like having children will definitely change like your life, and would be like your greatest motivation. Can you say that that's true, and how has they impacted the work that you've been doing as well?
When I started like looking for really what I wanted to do, may anak na ako nun eh. So parang Lance was born 05. So I was a bit, yun na nga, parang nag-realize ko parang wait, I have a family now, and then as an employee, this is what I'm earning. So I felt that pressure. So yun. Parang I guess if I didn't have a kid, baka I can still have, I would have stayed a bit more. Hindi ako masyadong na pressure, but because of like having a family now, I should do better. I felt so. That's where I started. That's where I actually. But no, I didn't. Sorry, doon ba ako nag-MBA no? Kasi I met my wife sa MBA, so we met together in grad school. So after that, that's where we had a family. But that's where I really wanted to like really push more. Parang how can I be better? So yeah, definitely. If we can say na because having a family will really like push you to be better.
Yeah.
Definitely.